Okay, y'all. So I came to talk business. No, I'm just playing. Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new, my name is Nyla Simone. For those of you who are returning, welcome back and thank you for tuning into another video. By today's video, we're going to be talking about my hygiene routine and what I personally do to get myself to stay fresh and clean throughout the day. My routine is more for sensitive girls because I don't really use fragrance products. If this is a video that you guys are interested in, I would highly advise you guys to continue watching because I'm dropping tips, tricks, and things that you may have not thought of. Let's just go ahead and get right into the video. I did write down a few tips on my phone, so if I'm looking down, that's just because it's on my phone. So the first tip that I have on here is get to know yourself down there. Like, not personally and who you are, but get to know who your cooch is. All hoo-has look different. I hope I do not get blocked on YouTube for saying this, but anyway, that's besides the point. Everybody's hoo-ha does not look the same. I don't know what another girl's hoo-ha looks like, and you may not know what another girl's hoo-ha looks like, and to be honest, it doesn't matter because all that matters is yours. So I say get to know her, see what she looks like, see what is going on down there, and I would really advise you to take a look in the mirror, lock your door. I would advise you get to know where it looks like, get to know where your parts are, and all things like that. Tip number 2, stop using fragrance soaps. So those soaps from Bath Body Works, I think that's how I don't really shop there, you guys, but Bath and Body Works, stop shopping there to get your soaps to wash down there. Yeah, it's cool and all to wash on your body. I don't do it just because I already have eczema and have sensitive skin, but do not use that for the downstairs area. Just because we have bacteria in our vaginas, good bacteria and bad bacteria, and when you're putting fragrance stuff that's not supposed to be down there, it can throw off our pH balance. It can throw off the smell because that's not supposed to be down there. Our hoo-has are not supposed to smell like fruit, candy, or nothing sweet. It has a natural smell. So don't be ashamed if you don't smell like fruit and candy. I'm not sure why that's even popularized in the world or on social media, but all hoo-has smell different and they smell natural. As long as you're not getting a funky smell or a fishy smell or any weird color discharge, you're okay. I recommend using Dr. Bronner's. There are other ones that you can try out, but Dr. Bronner's is just the one that I personally use. I get the bar soap, and then I also have the liquid soap. You can get these from Target or Walmart. It's super inexpensive, it's affordable, so I would highly recommend you start using that for your downstairs area. Tip number 3, make sure you're rinsing off all that soap once you wash with water thoroughly, because if you're just leaving the soap down there, you're kind of not rinsing it and you're not cleaning it all the way. So I would highly advise you to open up your hoo-ha and get under there and just let that water run through that soap so that you can go ahead and be 100% clean. Tip number 4, so what I do is I use 3 different rags in my shower. Yes, that seems excessive, but 3 different rags, honestly, I've seen a difference in like my downstairs hygiene, because I used to use one rag for everything: my body, my hoo-ha, and my butt. I was noticing that like my rag was smelling more, like, as embarrassing that may sound, it was smelling more.
So something I forgot to mention was to wash your rags at least once a week. That will also help with it to not smell.
And it wasn't cute, and I noticed that I wasn't feeling as clean. So what I started doing was using 3 different rags. I used an exfoliator rag slash like a regular rag, and then I use like a Walmart hard bristle. It's not really hard, but it's one of those cheap Walmart rags for my hoo-ha. You can use a baby rag. I know some girls use those. And then I use another like rough kind of hard Walmart rag for my back area. So when you're washing your body, use your Castile soaps to first rinse off all that dirtiness, all that dirt that you had all day, and then you can go in with your Dove, your fragrance body soaps, or whatever that makes you smell extra good. And then once you're done with that, you need to go in with the Castile bar soap with your second rag for your hoo-ha, whatever rag you're using. And you just need to open up your lips, and you need to wipe down on each side, lift up the clitoris hood, and gently wipe in there. Just like not too low, don't be aggressive because it is a really highly sensitive spot, but just, you know, let the soap touch it so that you can rinse all that out. But do not clean your vagina, because the vagina is going to naturally clean itself, and it does not need to be cleaned out with soap. And then with that third rag, you're gonna go ahead and put your Dove soap or your heavy smelling good body wash, and just get that harder rag and wipe in your butt, because your butt is a little bit more nastier than your hoo-ha. So just make sure you go in with that rough rag and really get in between your cheeks, girl. Tip number 5. This is when you're freshly out of the shower. You want to make sure that you are patting dry, so not scraping, you know, roughly wiping yourself down. Go ahead and pat dry. You should be doing this all over your body as well, especially if you have sensitive skin. It helps with not being scratchy, and so that you're not quickly dry. But you do want to dry down on your hoo-ha and in between your cheeks, because if you do not do that, moisture will sit in there, and then when you have like pants on, or if you have underwear on, you tend to get really sweaty down there, and then it can cause like a weird smell, or you can start to smell yourself. So I really advise that you make sure that you pat yourself dry. I love to do this, and I've noticed that because I used to not pat dry. I used to just like kind of, okay, I dried once, but you really have to make sure all that water is off of you down there, because if it's not, it's going to smell and it's going to not feel comfortable. Step 6. So I know a lot of girls say that they have like trouble with moisture down there. You really don't need to put lotion down there, but what I do advise is using coconut oil. I personally haven't tried it, but I've heard from my doctor and from other girls saying that coconut oil does tend to help them. If you are going to put coconut oil down there, just do not put it in the vagina, because again, the vagina does not need stuff to clean itself, or it doesn't need moisturizers, because it's already cleaning itself. It's a cleaning machine. So just make sure you're putting it like on your pubis area where your pubic hair grows and stuff like that, and hopefully that will help, but I can't really give too much advice. Tip number 7 would be to stop spraying perfume down there. You're not getting rid of that smell, you're covering it up. As soon as that smell good goes away, you're still going to be able to smell yourself. You need to be washing yourself correctly, and if you feel like you are, or you have BV, or if you have a yeast infection, you need to go and see a doctor, because just spraying yourself is not going to take away all that, you know, odor and stuff like that. So I would highly recommend that you go see a doctor. So don't feel ashamed, don't be embarrassed. If you have somebody that you can talk to about it, I would highly recommend that you go and talk to them and ask them questions. Or if you don't, do some research on the internet, because it is very popular now, that where more girls are coming forward about it. There's a whole community of girls that talk about feminine hygiene and, you know, your vulva being clean and stuff. But I do highly recommend seeing a gynecologist if you have access to one, and or asking your normal doctor and just seeing what they can do for you. But yeah, don't spray any perfumes on there, because it can possibly make it worse. Tip number 8, exfoliate down there on your pubis area, because, you know, there's dead skin from shaving, there's dead skin just sitting on top of that area. You should just be exfoliating your body, exfoliating your face at least once a week maybe. Whatever you do or whatever your skin feels comfortable with, I say go ahead and do it. You can either use, I know they have like a glove at the 99-cent store or any like drugstore, and you can use that just to wash down, or you can get an exfoliator rag, or there's these like African rags. They're like kind of really hard. You can get off Amazon. Exfoliator that I use for my body, but not like to smell good and to actually scrub my body. I don't put this downstairs at all. I use the Tree Hut Shea Sugar Scrub in Tropical Mango. This smells great. I love the consistency. I put this on my exfoliator rag, and I just put it on my body, and I just let it rinse off. I would highly suggest that you go in with like a Castile soap first, and then before using this, just because it can make you feel like you're not clean, because this is like fragrance. It's not something to be like using just to wash your body with per se, but this is a good exfoliator to use when you just want to feel soft and you're feeling all rough and stuff. Tip number 9, I really highly recommend you girls getting some probiotics. I will list a few down in the link description that my mom has recommended. I would also recommend getting like a cranberry supplements. I use the Azos Cranberry Urinary Tract Health. It says that it helps prevent bacteria from attaching to the bladder wall and helping urinary tract cleanness. This should have been on the top of my list, but you guys need to make sure you're drinking water. Like, water is super important. Like, I'm still struggling. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and cap. Like, I have to force myself to drink water. Like, when people say like to drink your water, I think me drinking 2 water bottles a day is enough. Like, no, that is not enough. You guys can go on and check like your BMI and see how much water intake you need to be taking a day. 2 water bottles a day is not enough, and it's honestly, we need to drink more water anyway. It helps our skin, helps our hair, helps our nails, and it will help with your vaginal overall health. I'm not sure what tip I was on, and I'm sorry, but this is the next tip. To wear cotton underwear. This is a really good thing to wear when you feel like, you know, you're getting a little mustier down there. Wearing silk and stuff like that does cause more moisture to get trapped, or more moisture to, you know, be down there and stuff like that, for it to get more hot and humid. So I really would highly suggest you wearing cotton underwear. Try to wear those granny panties, stuff like that, because those thongs and like really high tight underwear can cause you to get yeast infection. So we don't want that, because it can be a pain. So just try wearing different underwear throughout the week, especially if you can. I know that those dresses, like tight dresses and stuff like that, it's kind of, you know, you want to wear a thong, and that's perfectly okay, but just make sure like during those days you're wearing sweatpants or some pants, regular pants. Just go ahead and put on some cotton granny panties, girl. They're cute, and they're making some now that look honestly really cute. So don't sleep on granny panties. So my next tip is for shaving. So when you shave, I found more helpful for like not getting any razor bumps and stuff like that, or getting discoloration. I use shaving cream, and I use men razors. The razors from like the dollar store or from the women's section, they don't tend to work with like coarser hair. So like for black women, since my hair is already coily, our hair is a little bit more coarser down there and in our armpits, so I need to use a razor that's a little bit stronger. I use a men's razor, and I use as well shaving cream, because it just helps with like a smoother cut. So I would highly recommend that. And then just making sure you're exfoliating. I wouldn't say the next day, but I would say like 2 days after shaving, make sure you're exfoliating that area. My next tip is to sleep with no underwear. This is so important. You need to let your china breathe, because she will thank you. Like, after you get out the shower, don't put any underwear on, because after a long day, you have these underwears, and then you have your pants, and that's like a really tight area for our crotch area. So really making sure that you're allowing your china to breathe at the end of the day, it would be great. It'll allow you to like let that moisture out, and it just allows your china to breathe. You know, you gotta let it breathe. You gotta let her soak up some air, girl, okay? Because if you don't, yeast infection, and we do not need a yeast infection in 2022 at all, okay? And if you're uncomfortable with like sleeping butt naked and stuff like that, start with some loose shorts. That's what I do, because I personally don't like sleeping naked. So just sleep with some like really loose shorts that will allow your china to breathe. My last tip would be to get tested. Make sure, especially if you're sexually active, please get tested frequently. Doesn't have to be every week, but at least every 3 months, because you don't want to catch anything, and you don't want to be surprised when you do have something, you know? So just be safe, and make sure that you're talking to your doctor about safe sex and practicing those safe sex, you know, rules and stuff like that. And just, you know, get tested, because it's never too much, and it's always safer to know what's going on with your body than to find out later down the line. But you guys, that is all for this video. I hope this helped. I hope you guys learned something new. If you have any more questions, go ahead and write them in the comments down below. I will be more than happy to help you. I hope that you go ahead and implement these into your everyday life and your everyday routine, because it is so highly important for us to stay fresh and stay clean and not have anything, you know, going on bad down there. Thank you guys so much again for watching this video. I hope it helped, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.